Someone very important just appeared in the Irish Times there yesterday. I don't know, did you see it? But basically, the Irish Times are calling for state support for journalism. Wow, isn't that a big surprise? Claiming that they will endeavour to ensure the independent editorial line of the Irish Times, which is, of course, a private company with its own individual editorial opinions. But it's calling for public money to be pumped in to keep newspapers like itself, the Irish Times, also known as the Ivy House Bulletin, because the Irish Times obviously was an old pro-British newspaper for the vast majority of its life, and now has become an unrelenting supporter of the new occupier of Ireland, the European Union. This is very dangerous, and it is part of a trajectory in Irish journalism over recent years. We have the current problem at the moment where a huge swathe of advertising in the public press is paid for by the HSE. One radio journalist told me there recently that they have a massive problem in editorial independence when their advertiser, the chief advertiser, is the HSE. How can you have an independent editorial line when the only group, or the main group subsidising you, is public health sector? The whole idea of don't bite the hand that feeds you. It's the same in journalism as in every walk of life. And once you are dependent on an organisation or the state for your daily bread, that you are then dependent on it, and you change your opinions and you're careful about what you say. Now, another problem in Irish journalism at the minute, it is also what has become a regular career path in Irish journalism, is that former journalists for papers very soon and in mid-career get taken on as press advisors for government ministers. That has happened a lot in the last number of years. I did a video about that previously. It undermines the independence of journalism when journalists have their eyes cocked on a potential high-paying job with a government minister. Speaking truth to power doesn't come easy when you're looking for a job from the said minister. About the Irish Times talks about truth in the news, and it gives examples of stories that it wrote up, and it says it was in the public interest. Well, I'll give you three very clear examples of very important matters which have not been disclosed by any media organisation over the last number of weeks. One is that, quite incredibly, there is not a single media organisation in Ireland which has disclosed what is public knowledge. It's on the government website, on the Department of Finance. It was published on December the 8th, and not a single newspaper or broadcaster or radio station disclosed to the Irish public that Ireland's net contribution in 2019 was €684 million. That's a net contribution. You would think with such a huge amount of money, they would make that news known to the Irish public, but no, they haven't. A second story there this week was that Simon Coveney, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, went to Turkey. And in Turkey, he made clear, a surprise to many people, that Ireland supports Turkish accession to the EU. That means that 85 million Turkish people would have free access to come and reside in Ireland, and there's nothing that anybody in Ireland could do about it, because as members of the EU, they have access to come here. Also, it's a very relatively poor country. It has a very strong Islamic culture. Erdogan, the president, is authoritarian. He is done everything to overturn secular rule in Turkey, and is basically, Turkey is a rogue state and a major abuser of human rights. And it should be a great surprise to people that Ireland supports Turkey's accession to the EU. Another story which the press and the media have ignored over the last few weeks is that currently, or last week for sure, there were 3 EU super trawlers in Irish waters, and also a 9.5 ton factory ship. Now, the whole thing, the plundering of Irish territorial waters by EU boats, is a major scandal. And when 3 super trawlers are in our waters, as well as a factory ship at the same time, I think people should have a right to know about it. I believe we're in very dangerous territory when journalism is dependent on the state for advertising, that journalists have their eye cocked on a future well-paid job with a minister as a press advisor, and also this last debacle from the Irish Times that they now support state funding for journalism in Ireland that will obviously compromise the independence of the press, who will be encouraged financially to give the government a soft soaping, and therefore not disclose all the news that people need to know about to make up a proper decision when they come to voting for a political party. My opinion is that journalism and newspapers should be very careful to maintain their financial independence. It's very unlikely that they will speak truth to power when the powerful ones are also subsidizing them with lots of money, which is actually public money. So my name is Hermann Kelly. I'm president of the Irish Freedom Party. Gora Magatsa.